It's also an office space, but we rarely call it that. It's like we're more hip and cool, right? So this is, when you come in, this is the gallery. This is where we showcase a lot of the stuff that we've been doing. We're just gonna give you a quick tour because a lot of you have seen also the stuff during the launch, right? Sure. So here we have the TBM simulator. So previously, tunnel boring machine, very harsh environment, downstairs, prone to human error. But to solve this problem, we said, let's create a tunnel boring machine that drives itself. Sounds crazy, sounds outrageous, but that's what we did. The first ever Tesla of tunnel boring machine was created, by gamuda, by John, our CDO. It actually birthed this. This is the simulator, just to show you how hard it was previously, because imagine this is only about 10% of what an operator needs to manage. So it's hard. I don't think anybody has ever really passed 100%, right? Of the.
I mean, if you try hard enough, yes.
It's
very hard. It's very hard.
It's very hard. So the problem to solve is it's very hard. It's very harsh environment. Why not just create something that drives itself? And we did. It took a while. It took some iterations. It took some scolding. It took some funds as well, but we managed to do it. And then the team is now right here as well. The tunnel R&D team, which Kaiwan was still is part of as well.
Yeah. So I mean, for a bit of context, I used to come from the tunnel R&D team. I only really branched out to AI sometime last year, so it's still quite a new team. But I think this one's more of the focus for now. Yes. So now it's my turn to present. If you guys want to go at me, please go ahead.
Please ask questions and everything.
So this is the tunnel boring machine simulator, and the reason why we brought it up, literally brought it up from the tunnel boring machine. So if I open it right here, you can see some of the electronics in it, like the programmable logic circuit, the computer. These are all ripped out from an actual TBF that was functioning in KL. So this was during our MRT line 2, right?
Yeah.
MRT line 2.
Putrajaya line.
So, like what Kai said, what you see here is about 15% of what you see inside the control cabin. In the control cabin, they'll have about another 7 extra screens, and probably about 4 more of these panels. So a lot of things to control, right? So you can imagine it gets very overwhelming. Just looking at this already, right? You can see here, this is for navigation. What does this mean? Your tunnel alignment cannot be too out of it. Once you go too out of the alignment, you deviate too much, causes too much damage. You cannot actually properly build the tunnel. Here, these pressure cylinders is what actually pushes your machine forward, because you can't actually drive a tunnel boring machine. Doesn't have wheels, it doesn't have an engine. It sort of pushes itself forward.
Yeah.
So the machine kind of looks like this. It's a bit hard to see, but for a bit of visualization, machine is 6 meters tall, 120 meters long. Very big machine. A lot of different subcomponents going on. Hydraulics, mechanical, you name it lah. Yes, pretty much everything. Electrical, anything can go wrong anytime. So I just wanted to sort of showcase, to sort of driving it lah. And to drive it, well, first you want to start it like a car, right? So now I'm driving, and then let's say, as you are driving, as the tunnel boring machine is digging, right, all the sediment and the rocks have to go somewhere. So it goes through a chamber inside the cutter head, and this value is what we actually use to just sort of monitor and double check. So I got to control this to make sure that the pressure here doesn't go too high or too low, because what can happen is that you all have seen the sinkhole incidents, right? So this is what can happen. If you have too little pressure, the entire earth just sinks into the ground. So that's one thing. And just from the short explanation, right, I forgot to steer the machine already, right? You can already see how far off alignment I am.
It's going down.
And just like that, just from a short explanation, right? So imagine yourselves in this position. You are driving the machine, or you're driving a car, right? And let's say somebody screams at you, Kaiwan, the mechanical systems on gantry 5 are broken. You have to run like 20 meters to go and check. Then next thing you know, you come back, your alignment is out already, right? So a lot of these human errors, and well, a lot of these shift engineers, right, the people who drive these TBMs, they work 12-hour shifts, sometimes even 24, worst case scenario. So they could get really sleepy, they get tired, a lot of human error. So the idea here is that, okay, we have access to all 3,000 sensors in this tunnel boring machine, and adjusting these sensors will let you steer the machine correctly. So why not we use an algorithm to take a look at the sensors, the important ones, the ones that control all these systems, and just automate the process, automate the steering, automate the pressure monitoring, all these things. So that small computer you saw just now, connected to this really big machine, runs the ATBM program.
So this commander thing is actually, is it in, where is it controlled? Is it remote control or is it together with the boring thingy?
So it's together with so we have a computer PC here that runs the program because we need something a bit more powerful. Running on the cloud doesn't make sense because you introduce a lot of latency, right? So they have this here, but they whenever they want to go in for maintenance, then they will just go through the cloud.
So technically everything is controlled from here.
Yes,
From here.
So it's a you can imagine it's a bit like a plug and play machine lah. So long as we can interface with the programmable logic computer with our PC, we can plug it and play it in an ETBM. So that's sort of the claim to fame.
Even the Australia project one is also remote from here, no?
Correct. So the Australia project, there's 2,000 boring machines running right now in somewhere in Sydney.
Sydney.
Both of them are running on ATBM.
Can you control it from here?
We cannot control it from here, but the team Tanah R&D, they can change the program. They actually do have a website, web application, which I will showcase later, and showcases the live telemetry.
Can you try it?
So when they get program, you actually cannot steer the thing unless you manipulate the code, which we don't recommend. But yeah, so that's the Tanah Boring Machine Simulator. The idea here is just to sort of showcase what it can do, what innovation can be even in the construction industry.
That's very nice.
So this one, if you guys see John, then just give him a pat in the back or something like that. So this one.
So how do you test whether it's working or not? There must be a simulated environment, right? I mean, how you test the efficiency, the performance of the system also here? Yeah.
So truthfully, right, what happened first at the beginning when they first tested it, this is me from second-hand knowledge because I wasn't there when they created this. But to my knowledge, they basically, real men test in prod. So they actually used it on the actual machine. So
because ATBM also it's not very fast. So it's like like an inch a minute or something.
It's very slow. These machines go at like millimeters per second at most. So that's why automation for these kind of machines is a lot easier because one, you can avoid pedestrians. Two, the only thing you really have to consider is if it's digging rocks, right? Nothing can really stand in its way, right? So automation, higher level automation or automated driving is much easier for these machines. Hence why it's easier to achieve and why you can test on these things. And granted, during that time, innovation is not really something you put together with construction. So it's quite cowboy to a certain extent.
But this is first in the world. The first and also the
First in the
I guess now people are kind of replicating this, right? But we were here like 8 years ago, and then this enabled us. So I think the major takeaway from this is crazy, outrageous ideas can work if you really put the time to kind of make it work, and small things can bloom into larger things. Because from this machines upstairs, people realize, hey, you know what? There's a lot of innovators in in Gamuda. Why not create a place for them? So g.e.t was born. We can use this technology in our big projects in Australia and Singapore actually, and we probably will expand it to Taiwan. If don't take my word for it, but because we build it here, we build it ourselves, we can customize it to these different requirements. So we don't have to buy we don't have to buy and then buy another one if you want to customize for other countries. You can just do it here. So you save a lot of money there, and this technology wins us a lot of projects from outside as well. So what's great about this is an example of your work speaking for itself. Like John doesn't have to come here and convince you this is a good technology, right? You see it's working. You see the project that it's won. Then you see that's the importance of really building something that can speak for itself. You don't have to have fancy promotional mambo jambos. It just works, and we continually improve on it. And we have people who are here dedicated to just making this thing better and better and better. Right. So this is one thing. So thank you, Kevin. That's our autonomous Tanah Boring machine. Maybe I want to show you this as well. So this is a machine to take out the cutter head. In front here you see the cutter head. So sometimes it wears out and a person needs to go and take it out. With this machine, you don't have to do it. A person doesn't have to do it, so you kind of eliminate the risk. However, we like to put this here because it's an example of things that do not work. So we did not put this into production, but we spent a lot of effort building it. We're still proud of it, but maybe if we had more time to iterate, we would definitely can make something that works. So this is more on the robotic side. It's pneumatic. You can I'm not sure you control. I think they didn't get that far because this was like this. The tunnel boring machine, the automated one, is in the middle of MRT2. So we get to use it halfway in. This one like almost at the end already. So we didn't get to test it so much. But it's here is to show people that hey, you know what? Sometimes things don't work out. But you know, you hear John always say, fail fast. Like if you do something you think is gonna fail, you try first. If it fails, fine, we can move on to other things. But this is a reminder that not everything will like reach your ideals, but it's the effort that matters, right?
So every day you go to office, you remember that you failed.
Yeah, every day I go in.
Oh, I failed.
No, I remember that it's okay to fail. Yes. So this is like our. We like to put our.
His leg is
Oh, okay. But this is like our surveying tools. Like this is a decommissioned one. So we use a better drone now. So this one we actually I can still turn it on and you can sort of fly. But the GPS system is broken. But now we use more advanced models with lidar. So our surveying prowess is quite advanced, and also we have a specific discipline of surveying. Not surveying, like it's actually modern surveying. It's called GIS, Geospatial Information Systems. Yeah. So they do advanced mapping. So your maps, like they can lay on top of it, like municipal maps, maybe maps of animals, and then they can like analyze. Oh, like we are doing a project in Sabah, right? It's in the middle of a forest. So the conservation people are like, hey, when you build this, can you make sure that you don't destroy any critical habitats? But how do you check that, right? But with that system, we can check like movements of animals.